Alright, here we go. First off, I want to say this is why I was excited that structure blocks were even going to be added to the game. Uh, it's a very interesting concept, being able to save a certain amount of space, as well as include entities like chests, their contents, as well as item frames and their MBT tags, which is a very interesting feature that should be explored a bit more. Um, like for instance, one of the ideas I have is having mass storages of books, specifically books that are written pages and pages onward. Like writing a whole story about a potato or something, signing a whole book, and keeping stores of it in this library kind of idea. And carrying it from world to world, because supposedly you're supposed to save certain structures and carry them over and in a file to other worlds, which is a very interesting concept, because usually you wouldn't be able to do that. You couldn't do it with banners, you couldn't save banner designs, you couldn't save books you've written before. uh, it's very interesting. So say we have a library here that we have stored tons and tons of written books in, and we're about to move over to a new server. It'd be very interesting to save the structure and then reload it in another world. Because as I've confirmed with myself, is that you can. The books are still readable. The MBT tags, everything from it is saved. This is very cool. Um, Another idea I had was more of a survival aspect, being able to have like two different land masses in a world. So say there's like a ground level, like an amplified, and there's an upper level, which is like where your base is, or like a floating island or something like that. This could be very useful because, uh, protecting the inner command blocks and structures with bedrock, you could essentially just use this as like a crane pulling things from like a landing pad to another place very easily. Could be useful for transporting large amount of items that you don't really want to make the trek up and down for, like harming potions, but like books, things that don't really stack. And you could have like a 3x3 grid of just these chests with full of things that aren't stackable, just being carried in one go. Like as you can see right here, we push the button, the stuff disappears from the landing pad, supposedly pulled up by the crane, quotation marks. Um, Say we wanted it to be put up there, which is where the other command block setup is for. You can see my redstone torch tower. So say we take a trek up there, and oops, I wasn't supposed to be there. But there's a chest here with all our previous items, because that was cleared with a command block. This was loaded by a structure block. Um, Another feature that I was trying to get around to, or another attribute that was important for this, was say there was already something on the landing pad and you didn't want it to get destroyed. The wood you put into the chest just get destroyed. The items in the chest just get destroyed. So what you saw there was it not filling with air, but destroying the blocks and then filling with air, then loading the structure. See, that way the items don't get destroyed really, which is very useful and important. Hold on. I'll show you the inner things, but basically this way you can transport things with these blocks, the structure block and the command block, that you wouldn't usually be able to do with just command blocks. It's more interesting than more interesting to think about with an adventure map or a survival map, something with a unique concept like this crane. I think it would be really fun once I figure out the redstone behind it. But basically, you can. This is like supposed to be your main base. Put your books in there. Enjoy your tea and biscuits. Take a nap. If it's daytime. But behind the commands that I'm going with. So that's the structure block pads basically that I built, and this would be. Oops. This would be the structure name, the relative position, which is that pad up there, the structure size. Everybody should know that from structure blocks. But basically, that button carries the signal down, powers the structure block, which saves this space. It continues, fills the space up above with air so that gets destroyed. Or just completely replaced. There's no broken entities or blocks laying on the ground. Then the redstone signal carries through, and this one's the one where it destroys the second pad and leaves the blocks floating there, like as dropped, like they were destroyed by the player. And it continues onward to this torch tower and carries upward into this structure block that loads what was there before into this space. And it's a very interesting concept, and it would be very, very interesting if someone with command blocks were able to change this or use command blocks to influence structure blocks in a way that this prevents cheating from players, like duplicating items, things like that. That would be very interesting if they added more features to the structure block than that. And that's really just what I wanted to make this video about. It's just food for thoughts. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.